Before I get into this, the person this happened to still refuses to drive alone at night. His headlights caught something nailed to a tree. Just 2 words. And by the time he understood what he was looking at, he was already too far in to safely turn around. Let me back up. This happened to a guy in his late 20s, driving alone to visit a friend a few states over. Simple 6-hour trip, mostly highway, nothing complicated. About 4 hours in, right as the sun started setting, his GPS lost signal completely. No bars, no data. He figured it'd reconnect eventually, so he kept driving on the road he was already on. 20 minutes later, the pavement narrowed. The lines disappeared. Trees closed in tighter on both sides. Something told him this wasn't a road that led anywhere important. But turning around on a single-lane road with no shoulder isn't exactly easy, so he kept going, telling himself he'd find a spot up ahead. The light was fading fast now. 10 minutes ago, it was a golden sunset. Now it was almost full dark, and his headlights were the only thing cutting through it. That's when he saw it. A small wooden sign, nailed crudely to a tree. He slowed to read it, expecting a property warning, maybe a hunting sign. 2 words. Turn back. His first reaction was almost to laugh. Somebody's idea of a joke. But the humor didn't last, because the silence around him suddenly felt different. No wind, no animal sounds, just his engine and his own breathing. He decided to turn around right there, found a small clearing wide enough to reverse, headlights sweeping across the tree line as he turned. For exactly 1 second, his headlights caught something standing between 2 trees. Tall, too tall, completely still, watching him from the dark. Gone the instant his lights moved past it. He didn't stop to process it. He finished the turn and drove back the way he came, checking his mirrors constantly, half expecting headlights behind him that hadn't been there before. 15 minutes later, the road widened, and he saw the glow of a gas station in the distance. He said he'd never felt so relieved to see fluorescent lights in his life. Once he had signal back, sitting in that parking lot, shaking, he pulled up a map to see exactly where he'd been. The road wasn't there, not under a different name, not as an unmarked path, nothing. Every map showed only forest in that exact spot, despite the fact that he'd physically driven on it for almost 20 minutes. He sat in that parking lot for nearly an hour before he felt calm enough to keep driving. He took the long way home that night, even though it added an extra hour. To this day, he has no explanation for the sign, for what he saw between the trees, or for how a road he drove on with his own 2 hands simply doesn't exist on any map, in any direction he searches. He's made that same drive several times since, but he never takes that route again. And if his GPS ever loses signal on an unfamiliar road now, he doesn't keep driving to find a way back. He turns around immediately, because now he knows some roads only let you leave once,